Another day has come, and that only means one thing. We are getting closer and closer till the iPhone 13 premiere. And how do I even know it's iPhone 13? Well, here's the thing. In this video, I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about upcoming iPhone 13 models and how do I know this is iPhone 13 and not 12s, how I know that it's gonna launch in September on a particular day. So, let's begin. Well, and the basic information about iPhone 13, Apple usually introduces new iPhones in September. I mean, last year was a total exception. Right now we are getting from the leaks that the date is about around September 14th, so we should expect iPhone 13, and the name also leaked. It's a 13, not 12s. So we should expect the invites for the event, online event, to be released very soon, and I personally can't wait for that because this is gonna be a pretty big upgrade, and that is why I think it's gonna be an iPhone 13 and not 12s. And why is it a big upgrade? Well, first of all, promotion 120Hz coming to iPhone Pro models. I don't think they are gonna introduce it to the regular iPhone 13. And if you don't know what promotion is, it's basically faster refresh rate, up to 120Hz, which you have that on an iPad Pro. And what it basically does is that the animations overall are smoother and the overall experience when scrolling, swiping is way better. I mean, it's not that awfully noticeable on a phone, but it's a great feature. And on an iPad Pro, I really appreciate this thing. So this coming to an iPhone is a great thing. And I mean, it's quite late, but you know, better late than never. And Apple wants to just make promotion as good as possible. They don't want you to worry, you know, about lowering hertz, lowering resolution. They just want you to have everything ready, and they will, you know, release the fully capable promotion displays for the iPhone Pro models, you know, for a huge scale this year. So it's gonna be a pretty exciting upgrade. And when it comes to the regular models, I expect 60Hz. I mean, 120Hz would be really good, and most smartphones nowadays have higher refresh rates. They don't run 60Hz, you know, some cheaper phones do, but other than that, like Galaxy S21, it's a pretty cheaper model compared to S21 Ultra, and it still has 120Hz. So Apple would be really nice to introduce that on the regular models, but I really don't expect that. What I do expect, however, is smaller notch, and I know we've been talking about this the whole time, but I think like this year should really be the year. I mean, after 4 years of waiting, they should really make the notch a little bit smaller. I mean, the original notch debuted in like 2017, so right now it's really the time to make it smaller, and I think that's gonna be the way. And will people really notice that much? Well, I don't know. I personally don't really care about the notch, but it's good that they are making it smaller, shrinking the notch. I'm sure that for some tech fans, it's gonna be enough of an upgrade alone to actually switch to the newer model. And now when it comes to ports, we are not getting USB-C, of course. We are still getting Lightning, thankfully still getting Lightning. I mean, personally, I want to have some port than actually no port at all. And I think Apple realized that MagSafe is just not big enough for them to remove the port, so we are still getting a Lightning port. I know some of you hoped for USB-C, but unfortunately we are not getting that. For me, I don't really care, but I know that most people actually do, and unfortunately it's still Lightning. When it comes to the design, I mean, beyond the notch, I wouldn't expect really anything else. We had a big design refresh rate coming to the squared off edges last year, so the design is gonna be pretty much identical, except smaller notch, if that's even gonna happen. Another thing is obviously the newer processor, and that is gonna be A15 processor. 5nm plus architecture, which is gonna be even more efficient, even faster. I mean, no surprises here. Apple always introduces extremely fast mobile chipsets, and this year is gonna be no exception. The A15 is gonna be a monster. I've heard some rumors that it's gonna outperform A12X and Z when it comes to graphics and multi-core. We will see to that, but I'm really curious to see that one processor, and basically all you need to know is that it's gonna be a monster. I mean, it's not gonna give you like tremendous speed improvements compared to the A14 processor, but what it is gonna bring you right now is better camera features. And that is another thing that's being improved yearly, the cameras. And right now I've heard also some rumors that we are getting better ultra-wide cameras, but what we are getting for sure is better computational photography thanks to that A15 processor, so the photos are overall gonna be better. I'm really curious how much better they are indeed gonna be, since the previous year, the 12 Pro, I mean, it brought a lot of improvements, but when it came to actually photos quality, not that many as you would think. I mean, the photos in day-to-day situations were pretty actually similar compared to 11 Pros. Of course, there were like some differences, but not as huge as you would think. So I'm curious how they are gonna do this year. I've heard about some bigger camera upgrades, but again, we'll see to that. For sure, what you can expect is overall better camera. And another thing that you can expect is the bigger batteries on all models. I mean, it makes all the sense since the previous 12 series introduced like smaller batteries. I mean, the battery life still wasn't bad, but the batteries were smaller compared to, for example, 11 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro versus 11 Pro. So right now they are coming back to bigger batteries, probably because of the 120 Hz screen and probably because of some, marketing and whatnot. They want to introduce bigger batteries so they can talk about better battery lives. I mean, no problem. For average users, that's gonna be fantastic upgrade. And yeah, I'm really personally excited how much these phones are gonna last right now with bigger batteries, considering the fact that the previous 12 Pro with a bit less efficient A14 compared to A15 processor was lasting still pretty decent amounts of time. So the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max, these should be really good phones when it comes to battery life. Also, from some smaller features, we are also expecting probably always on display. There have been some rumors considering that. So if you care about that feature, you may want to wait till like September 14th or till the official Apple event when they are gonna announce it, if they are gonna announce it. Also, if you were wondering, they are not gonna put M1 nor M2 chip because like these chips physically are just too big to be put into a smartphone. So it's gonna be A15, and that's the reason. And there have been some rumors about 5G getting a little bit faster, some improvements in that area as well as Wi-Fi areas. So it's always better to have better connectivity, but remember the fact that 5G was introduced in the previous models like iPhone 12, 12 mini, 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max. So now it's gonna be just some small upgrades that will allow you to have better 5G reception, if anything, or better overall speeds, but the 5G is still present on the previous models. So if you are into 5G alone, the previous models are just as good enough. And what I should have mentioned in the beginning, we are getting 4 models, iPhone 13 mini, and I'm curious if this is gonna be the last mini we are gonna see, since the 12 mini kinda flopped. But we are also getting iPhone 13, 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max, probably the same screen sizes. I mean, the notch is gonna be slightly smaller, so maybe we're gonna get more screen to body ratio, but I expect the screen sizes to be identical. And overall, I'm really excited for that upgrade. I mean, this video is kinda chaotic because I'm really thinking about all the upgrades that are happening with the 13 series. And yeah, the name is well deserved. I mean, come on, we are finally getting promotion, bigger batteries, faster processors as always, better cameras. There are quite a bit of upgrades, and I'm sure small upgrades that we haven't heard about. Like right now we are hearing something about satellite iPhones being able to connect to satellites and make phone calls from that. So if you're in an emergency and you don't have reception, you can do that thanks to the satellite. I don't really think that it's something that's gonna happen this year, but okay, we are also hearing the rumors about Face ID getting better and working with the masks. So it's a pretty exciting upgrade. Just like I hope this video was kinda exciting, and if it was, make sure to press the like button. If you wanna see more content like that, since now I'm publishing way more than I used to, make sure to press the subscribe button, and hopefully until next time.